Let's talk about fall trends for 2022. These are all just my opinions and what I predict to be the trends for 2022 based off of what I've seen so far. What I really want to get at and hone in on, I feel like basics are always going to be your best bet. Year-round basics carry you through, and to that we're recycling a lot of stuff we've seen in the past from Y2K. So Y2K is still here to stay, but we're going more towards the basics corporate route, which I feel like we always kind of do with fall anyways, but these are some things that I'm noticing so far with that. So I feel like there's going to be a big play in muted coloring or metallics. Metallics are going to be really big, but like I said, the muted coloring with metallics. So a lot of that like really soft, silky, like champagne and silver. We're going to be seeing a lot of play with softer fabrics. So we're going to be seeing some satins, some silks, and I feel like these really come into play with the whole ballet core trend in general. That's been really popular, and I don't think that's going anywhere anytime soon. So we're drawing a lot of inspiration from that. So with the muted coloring, we're going to be seeing a lot of simple, basic silhouettes, very fitted, flattering silhouettes at that. I think we're going to be seeing a lot of pleats, a lot of classic hemlines are going to be into play, and then on the like opposing end of that, I feel like indie grunge sleaze is going to come back, but in a glam sort of sense. It's going to be like that rocker chic vibe. There's going to be a lot of play and balance between that masculine, rugged, messy, just woke up, rolled out of bed kind of vibe with that really tailored elegance. So sure, you can have like the really like messy rocker like bedhead with lots of volume, but it's going to be in a more groomed, intentioned way. While we're on the topic of that, let's go ahead and discuss hair. So I feel like hair is moving towards a more natural route. So we're going to be seeing a lot of everyone kind of embracing more of their natural coloring, or any sort of highlights, lowlights, or dyes that come into play are going to be things that enhance anyone's natural coloring. So like if there's going to be any sort of like bleaching involved, I feel like highlights, but like a very nice subtle highlighting, almost like a baby light. And like the most extreme with highlighting I feel like will be is look at Marissa from the OC as an example of like that kind of like really nice thin sun-kissed like look to the hair. For cuts, I feel like layers, very intense layering is going to be really big into play, just because everyone's really embracing volume and body and teasing in the hair again. I feel like that's going to be really big. We're going to see a lot of little boho detailing, like little braids like what I have in my hair today, and I feel like that whole like 60s messy but still done vibe is going to come back into play. I think we're going to see a lot of the poofs and a lot more volume, a lot more kind of like Bridget Bardot example, where it's like the half up, half down, or it's like the little poof. Or hair, I feel like you can't really go wrong with long or short. I do predict extensions will be back in. I feel like a lot of people are going to be embracing the length of their hair more, but if you chop it, no worries. I feel like layering the short hair is going to be really into play. Like I said earlier, layers are going to be really key because everyone wants that like voluminous, like bombshell blowout sort of vibe. Brands that I think will be really big for fall, I think Ralph Lauren is always a classic, and I feel like they're going to definitely be really big for fall. I feel like Ralph Lauren always does fall really well, and they do classic timeless pieces and layering really well. So pay attention whenever you're at Ralph Lauren to the mannequins in the ad campaigns. I feel like you can really draw a lot of inspiration from that. Early 2000s Abercrombie and Fitch vibes. J. Crew, especially with Olympia coming into play within the company, I feel like she's definitely revived it, and her style and the brand as a whole, I feel like we're going to see a rise with them as well. Miu Miu, of course, they're really playing into the pleating and the classic tailored vibe as well as the ballet core. I feel like they do both of those things really well. Coach, I feel like Coach is always so underrated. I feel like not that many people talk about Coach, and they do trends and classics really well. So Coach for sure. this is a bit controversial, but I feel like they do basics really well. Brandy Melville. But if you know of more size inclusive brands that do basics similar to that, please comment that down below, because that would actually be really resourceful for me, and I would like to support and promote a brand that does those things better than something that's more of a small and one size fits all brand. I feel like Tory Burch does fall really well. I feel like they're really good with their patterns and their coloring, so that would be another one. Some other brands that I want to mention, I feel like Burberry, again, they do fall winter really well, especially since they're known for that like plaid printing, and they also really embrace and do classic styles and silhouettes really well. So Burberry, Love Shack Fancy, because they really play into that very feminine floral print. I feel like that really tiny floral print, and like I said, the pleats and the ballet core, so very feminine brands like that are going to be really big into play. Overall, it's nothing too crazy or alarming. I feel like everything is going to be more muted down, so like more pastels. Ballet flats are huge for fall 2022. Everyone's really embracing the vest, but more so the tailored suit piece, so like a full-on suit. That was really big last year. It's still sticking around for this year as well. Everyone loves a good tailored waistcoat and puffer vest. I feel like puffer vests are really making their comeback and really sticking around this season as well. So mini skirts, tennis skirts, anything with that kind of like pleating. I think we're going to be seeing a lot more toned down tulle skirts, and I feel like mini and maxi skirts are really making a comeback this season. That doesn't mean the middies are out, but I feel like the middies will be paired with a long boot or a ballet flat or a heel. I feel like ankle boots aren't going to be as big this season. We're still seeing the popularity in a relaxed fit denim. That's not going anywhere. I think people love the comfortability and how easy it is to style. Tank tops, and especially like those little camisole tanks with the lace detailing, those are going to be really big, and especially in that like little ditzy floral print. Like I mentioned earlier, Brandy Melville does a great example of this. They have a few on the line or on the market right now, like tumblery era of baby tanks. Those are going to be really big. And let's talk about sunglasses. So what I'm framing as the gas station chic sunglasses, like that futuristic like dad style of sunglasses, those are going to be really big for fall 2022. I feel like we've definitely seen a rise in popularity with sunglasses, and I think because of that, people are getting more experimental and really sticking and playing around with those as an accessory. We're definitely going to see the return of the arm stacks of lots of bracelets, but I feel like it's going to be more classic style bracelets. Think like wide gold bands or silver. So like Cartier, like the Love bracelets, maybe in a little bit thicker. I know J. Crew has some really great like thicker banded bracelets too. I feel like it's going to be a little bit more serious. You may have the occasional colorful bead thrown in here and there, but overall it's kind of more sophisticated, less childlike, but you will have like a few of those thrown in. Slip dresses, I feel like everyone has realized how amazing the slip dress is, how easy and versatile the piece is itself. That's definitely been in play for the past few years, and at this point it's also just a basic and a staple in everyone's wardrobe. Target has a really great one on the market right now. I have the black one. I'll have a link to it in the description box below, but that's a really great affordable option. Neckties. I don't have any like men's neckties, but I think I predicted last year that they would be really big, and they weren't as big as I had hoped, and I'm still pushing for that. I'm actually gonna do the plunge, make the investment. Not even invest. I have an idea to go to Goodwill and shop a tie and then embellish it with like really obnoxious like pink rhinestones, and that's how I really want to do it. I think I'm gonna debut that out for New York Fashion Week, but that was a trend I predicted last year. I didn't see it as much as I had wanted to, but we're gonna try and make it happen this year. And then going along with that, because we're still very invested in Y2K, I feel like that like obnoxious bedazzling rhinestone look is gonna be making its comeback. It's already kind of peeped its way in. I'll have a picture here of the Prada bag I'm thinking of, so something more along these lines, like a more sophisticated version of that. I feel like the this should come to no surprise for anyone, but leather is going to be really big this season. I feel like I've seen a few really good like leather pieces from Free People, but like the head to toe leather look, I feel like the overall summary for fall of 2022 is a much more muted, toned down, playful version on classics. And these are my predictions for fall 2022. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. I'm going to have some links to some of the products mentioned in today's video in the description box below, as well as some resources for you to look at to pull your own inspiration and ideas for trends. Definitely check out my Pinterest. I have a mood board for my trend predictions. It's pretty great, and I'm constantly adding to it, so I'm going to have that linked in the description box below as well. And with that being said, let me know what trends you're excited for fall 2022, which ones you're going to be participating in, which ones you're going to be completely avoiding, what your take is on the trend forecasting for this season, and anything like that. Let me know. I want to hear from you in the comments below, and I'll see you next week for next week's video. Bye.